And here it is. Yes. To any question that I asked to one of my bosses, this is the answer that I like to get. Yes. So the question for you is, how well do you manage up? If you want to get your boss to yes, this is one of the key skills that you have to have. And our august panel is going to help you with that today. So here's the next skill, and that is, are you a great influencer? Now, these skills are not only necessary for business aviation leaders, they're necessary everywhere in life, really. But the two most intimidating questions that we see with aviation reporting executives that you might have are headcount justification and your operating budget. So we're going to be focused on those two items today as we go through this. And of course, the purpose of all this is to convince your aviation reporting executive to allocate to you the resources, that is the budget and the headcount that you need to deliver on the mission of the aviation department. Mackenzie, you're establishing influence with your senior executives at American Express. You've done a great job at it. What really works for you?
I would say whenever I am trying to put forward a large-scale initiative at AMX, the very first thing I think about is who's my audience? Who ultimately is making the decision? It sounds so obvious, but knowing who's making the decision ultimately is the place to start. And then you start creating a network of relationships around that person. One of the things I never do is when I'm trying to put something forward is go straight and ask the question straight away. The first thing I want to do is get 3 people to tell that decision maker that they should be doing this before I ever ask. So I'll make sure I understand, who does that decision maker listen to? If it's your boss, who does your boss go to and say, is this a good idea?
You're talking with the EC members. Is it a casual conversation or is it a deliberate and pointed conversation?
It's always casual. So, but I think it's style, right? So I always know exactly what I want when I walk into those rooms. I know maybe an idea that I want to bring forward, not this meeting, but the next meeting. And I want to float it and understand what their perspective is on it. But I like to keep a conversational tone with those CEOs.
I'm going to review a couple of key points here. So here's the first one. You really have to know who your key decision makers are and what they value and how they're going to make decisions. Now, as Mackenzie and I were talking over a bottle of water downstairs, we were talking about the two motivating factors in business and really in life. And I'll tell you what I said, and then I want her to tell you what she said, because I like what she said better. So I said that there are only 2 motivating factors in life. Fear, if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you, or interest. Fear being a short-term motivator, interest being a long-term motivator. But Mackenzie said,
so someone once told me this and it stuck in my head. And now every time I meet someone, I think it. There's 2 types of people. There are folks that are promotion focused and folks that are prevention focused. And so usually when I'm getting to know someone, I'm asking myself, which are you? And if you're promotion focused, you're inspired by opportunity. And so I'm going to say, oh my God, you can make $100 million over the next 5 years if you do this. If you're prevention focused, you're usually motivated by fear. And so I'm going to go to that same person and say, the competition is heating up. We are going to lose our very best customers. We could lose $100 million to the competition if we don't do this. And if you're smart about identifying which of those 2 categories your decision maker falls into, I guarantee you will be a lot more successful when you make your pitches. So you go and find the data that backs that up.
And it's not that hard to figure out in the way people show up, the tone, and what they tell you, you can easily identify what type of person they are.
So you got to use the two most powerful tools on your head, this one and this one, and really, really listen and really watch. It's not what you think. It's what they think.
Be brief, be bold, be gone. And I embrace them. So
Thanks for that. So become a subject matter expert. When they ask you a question, you've got the answer, and they can trust that is the correct answer, and it's not a self-serving answer. You have the interest of the organization at heart.